Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I'm going to show you how we did the least complicated part of our quadcopter design, which is the payload compartment. First of all, I would like to start with sketch number one, which we did first in the beginning with this dimensional shows on the screen. As we can see, the width of the box is 250 millimeter. Meanwhile, the depth of the box is 200 millimeter. After we did this rectangular box, we have padded uh, using the pad command at the length of 150 millimeter. As we can see, the arrow is pointing downward, so the 2D box geometry has extended downward. So I hit OK. After that, we've created a plane, plane 1. As we can see, it's positioned as 75 millimeter from the reference YZ plane, just to create the attachment bar with the main hub. So then we move on to sketch number 3, where we drew the attachment to the main hub at a height of 50 mm and a width of total 100 mm, which is symmetric about the z-axis, means that 50 millimeter at the right and 50 millimeter at the left. After that, after we've completed the sketch, we've padded again. We give it a thickness of 5 mm, as we can see, pointing inward in the positive x direction. After we finish that, we have repeated this attachment bar using the rectangular repetition command. As we can see, we've created this instance at a spacing of 155 millimeter in the negative z x direction. Okay, and then we hit preview, and if we like what we see, then we hit OK. Everything is OK. After that, we make a hole for the attachment where the bolt will be inserted, as it's named here, hole number 2. Okay, hole number 2 with a diameter of 5 millimeter, and then the type of hole is up to last. The reason why is that because we do not want to make a hole here and then we make a hole here one more time, so we just made it up to last, so it will penetrate through the first bar up to the next attachment bar, creating the same hole in the same domain. And then in the positioning sketch, we have located the position of our hole at 7.5 mm from the top edge and at a 30 mm from the center of the box. Okay, after we are happy with our constraints for the hole, we hit preview, and if it's okay, then we click OK, the green button here. Okay, after we've created the hole, what we did is that we repeated again using the rectangular pattern. We have repeated this first hole using instance and spacing. We have two instances, which is this is instance number 2 at a spacing of 60 mm in the positive y direction. So that's why this hole is repeated at a distance of 60 mm in the positive y direction. And this is the reference element, which is the positive y direction. And if we are happy with our dimension, We click preview, it's okay, then we click OK. After we have established the attachment bar with the main hub, we moved on to create the door for this payload compartment, which is the box. Okay, we can see that what we did is okay. No, before that, before we made a door, because this one was initially a box, a rectangular box, 3D model solid, we have created a shell. And the shell is that we made this payload compartment empty. We make it as a hole inside. So this default inside thickness of 1 mm, we have done it. So after we hit OK, we can see that the shell has been made from out of this box. So now the payload compartment is empty from inside, and now we have to close it from this side, which means basically that we have to make a door or a safe lock for the inside shipment or objects inside. So that's where we have done plane number 2, which is at the edge of the payload compartment, and the reason behind that is that to do sketch number 9, which is basically the door, having the same dimension as the shell that we've made earlier. So after we made this rectangular shape with the corresponding dimension, what we did is that we padded this one, the pad of 1 mm. We gave the door a thickness of 1 mm after we close it, and then we just give it a color so it will be transparent so we can see from inside. And how we make this amazing magnificent color is that we hit the bar that we want a color, and then we go on to this bar and we select the whatever color we want. But the main objective is that we want to view the inside, that the inside is empty here. This is just an illustration for what is inside, which is empty. We want to show that inside is empty. Okay, after that, we want to create a handle for the door so the users can easily slide the door upward and collect their shipment. So for that, we use the rip command, and as we can see, the rip command requires one profile and then a center curve. So for that two inputs, we've created first sketch number 10, which is the profile for our handle. And this is specification of the diameter of 10 mm and a spacing of 2 mm from the center of the payload compartment and the height of 20 mm as well. So we have made the first input for our rip command, and the second input is the profile for where this circle is gonna rotate. So for the profile, we've made it this center curve, which represents the, let's say, the curve of our cross section, which is the circle. So our circle would follow this guide curve until it ends up over here at the edge, as you can see here. This profile circle will follow this guide curve and then make this handlebar. And that's basically how we did the handle using the rip command. As we can see, we choose the profile as our circle, which is sketch number 10, and then the center curve, which is this curve, which means again that this circle will follow this curve until the end. And the center curve is sketch number 11, which is this one. So we hit preview, and then we got this nice handle for our payload compartment. And with that, I think this is the end of our tutorial for the payload compartment. Thank you for watching.